Hello, this is Kiara Miles, and my 6th grade science project is on the probability theory. My hypothesis is, when rolling 2 dice, I predict that the sum of 7 will come up more than any other sum. And also when rolling 2 dice, I predict that the sum of 2 will come up the least. The materials needed for my project includes 2 dice, a pencil, paper, research materials about the probability theory, graph. The steps for my project include research what the probability theory is about. Roll 2 dice at the same time 100 times. Use the tally method to record my results on a paper. Transfer my results to a graph. Assemble a PowerPoint presentation. The controls of my project were: I will use the same 2 dice each time I roll. I will roll the 2 dice at the same time each time. I will roll the 2 dice on the same surface each time. The variables of my project were: no 2 rolls are ever exactly the same, meaning I may shake the dice in my hand longer or shorter. I may release the dice from my hand differently. There are 11 possible sums when rolling 2 dice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Below is the statistical probability for 2 dice. This is where I got my hypothesis from. There is a larger statistical probability that 7 will be rolled the most. There is the smallest statistical probability 2 will be rolled the least. I began my experiment with rolling 2 dice. Each roll I tallied what I got. The conclusion of my experiment was my hypothesis was wrong about the sum of 7 coming up the most. Actually, 6 came up the most times in this experiment. My hypothesis was correct about the sum of 2 coming up the least. I may have got different results if I had rolled the dice another 10 times, because probability is not an exact science. Here are my results. 2 came up once, 3 came up 6 times, 4 came up 5 times, 5 came up 8 times, 6 came up 18 times, 7 came up 16 times, 8 came up 11 times, 9 came up 17 times, 10 came up 10 times, 11 came up 3 times, and 12 came up 4 times. Probability theory is the mathematical study of phenomena characterized by randomness or uncertainty. More precisely, probability is used for modeling situations when the result of the experiment realized under the same circumstances produce different results, typically throwing a dice or a coin. I found this at this website address, Evolution of the Probability Theory. In the 17th century, Galileo wrote down some ideas about dice games. This led to discussions and papers which formed in early parts of the probability theory. There were and have been a variety of contributors to probability theory since then, but it still is a fairly poorly understood area of mathematics and science. And I found this information at this address: Quantum Mechanics, Probability, and How They Affect Your Success in Life. Scientists used to believe that we live in an exact universe, but in the last 100 years, a whole new area of physics has developed and turned the idea of an exact universe completely on its head. This area of science is called quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics teaches us that our universe is exactly governed by probability rather than the exactness Everything in the universe is subject to the law of probability in our behaviors, and the results that we get from those behaviors are no exception. The law of probability of success states that when you are taking action to increase your level of success, what you are really doing is increasing the probability that you will succeed. Over time, you will have more success and greater successes than you will have failures. The moral behind understanding this law is to not give up just because everything is not working out to plan. There is no way of knowing what any particular action will bring, but there is a certainty, total set of results from any continued pattern of action. In order to become successful, you need to keep on keeping on. In order to become successful and remain successful long term, the best strategy is to learn and apply this time-proven laws of success and stick with them. If you do this, then sooner or later you will reap the rewards that you are dreaming. I found this at this website address.